Welcome once again to Musings by Danon. One of the fun parts about fantasy manga is how trope-filled it is. A lot of fantasy in Japan is an amalgam of Dungeons & Dragons, Japanese legends, and JRPGs, especially the older ones like Final Fantasy and Dragon Quest. There are adventurers who undertake quests. Sometimes they're the fated heroes, sometimes they're just some guys going on an adventure together. There's an adventurers guild that issues the quests, there are monsters to kill, there's usually a ranking system that prevents weak or new would-be heroes from attempting to slay a dragon when they'll probably get their butts kicked by giant rats. These tropes are tried and true, and you see them often in both fantasy and isekai stories. So because the audience is familiar with these tropes, you can skip over a lot of the unnecessary world building and just jump right into the story. Before we get started, please like and subscribe for more content. Is It Odd That I Became an Adventurer After Graduating the Witchcraft Academy is a manga drawn by Arima Sayaka and written by Ikapon. The series started out as a web novel, but the manga was picked up by Kadokawa in their Comic Walker magazine. It has since been published into 5 tankobon volumes. William Glenford has always wanted to be an adventurer. As a child, he read tales of adventure, and with every story his desire grew within him. Even after graduating at the top of his class from the infamous Witchcraft Institute, he desired nothing more than to be an adventurer. He is a top-class mage and has received both recommendations and top marks from his teachers. His advisor freaks out, telling him that he could be a professor or a court magician. William doesn't care. He's going to complete his dream of becoming an adventurer. He tells his advisor to just inform everyone that he's undecided about his career choice. William sets off and registers at an adventurers guild. He gets invited to a party by a cute cat girl thief named Me. The other 2 members of the party are a charming blonde cleric named Cyrell and a tall, energetic samurai named Saki. All 3 members are beautiful women. I know what you're thinking. Let me stop you right there and explain that this is one of my favorite fantasy manga, precisely because it's not a harem. Yes, he's surrounded by beautiful women, but there is zero romantic interest between any of the girls and him. They are companions and friends, and eventually develop a deep, trusting relationship, almost like a family. But there is zero sexual tension in their party, and I'm here for it. I love me some ecchi manga, but it's nice to take a break and read something fun and wholesome. The 4 go on to have several adventures together, starting with clearing out a goblin cave. William may be an extremely skilled and powerful mage, capable of casting battlefield warping spells and putting entire hordes of goblins to sleep, but he's completely inexperienced in everything else. He even fails at telling jokes. The party soon finds out that William isn't just some hedge mage wanting to become an adventurer. He's a full-fledged card-carrying wizard. When he casts sleep on some goblins, a spell that normally is considered successful if only 1 or 2 goblins fall asleep, he puts almost the entire cave to sleep. As his companions begin to notice how strong William is, they begin to feel a bit useless. However, William also begins to notice how strong each of them are. Saki, the samurai, is incredibly strong, capable of taking down a goblin lord in a single attack. Me has amazing senses, and was even aware of William's invisible eye spell. And Cyrell, while not a powerful spellcaster, is easily the smartest person on the team, and saves them through her wits and cunning numerous times. The series is cute, and the characters have fun adventures together, but none of this was enough to cement this series in my mind as a great fantasy story. Until chapter 5 of the manga, that is. Consider this your spoiler warning. Everything up to this point I've only talked about the first chapter, but this is further on in the story, so if you don't want to be spoiled, skip ahead to the timestamp cute stuff posted. The adventuring party discovers some information that a lord has approved the slaughtering of one of his own villages. They don't know the reason, but they do have proof of his villainous deeds. However, a party of adventurers doesn't have the authority to confront a lord. Lost at what to do, William reveals he knows someone who can help. So the party decides to travel to Glaceburg, the royal capital, to meet with his friend. As they travel further and further towards the center of the capital, the passing palaces and mansions getting larger and more elaborate, the girls begin to wonder just how powerful this friend of William's is. The party is worried as they know that this evidence is extremely dangerous. If they turn it over to the wrong person, both it and they could simply disappear. Cyrell teases William a bit. Who's your friend? Someone like a prince, huh? They happen to be in the position of a prince, yes, replies William. Cyrell freaks out a bit, but follows along. Eventually they reach the castle in the center of the city, and are greeted by Eileen Glacerode, the princess of the country, and William's childhood friend. The girls, all feeling like country bumpkins, are extremely nervous being around royalty, and the princess being friendly with William also freaks them out a bit. They had no idea William was famous. However, Saki discovers that Eileen is a fellow warrior, and the two face off to spar. Me and Cyrell are nervous, because they know just how strong Saki is. In addition to her being a bit of a blockhead, they're worried she'll injure the princess. But William, who is familiar with the fighting strength of both Eileen and Saki, knows it won't even be a contest. It turns out that in addition to being a princess, Eileen is also a knight in service of her country. Though the girls are nervous being around royalty, they soon relax as they see how good of a person she is. William shows her the evidence, and she gets angry. She shows the evidence to her father, the king, who also becomes enraged. He orders her, as a knight of the kingdom, to investigate this matter. The girls reveal they were all worried that the princess wouldn't take the matter seriously and were wondering why she trusted William so easily. Eileen blushes and replies, "It's Will, after all." And this scene is what clenched it for me. This went from 3 adventurers nervous about meeting royalty to girls engaging in love discussion. They discover that Eileen is in love with William, and the looks on their faces are just priceless. They want to tease her. They want to know how she fell in love with him. They want to know how long, what her plans are, does he know, what does she love about him, and how it all started. The rest of the manga has a lot more adventure, as well as the girls trying to support Eileen in her romantic endeavors with William. All of them grow, both in power as adventurers and as people. All the tropes we are familiar with from other fantasy manga are there. You've got a warrior, a priest, a mage, a thief. There's an adventurer's guild and even a princess. Undead monsters, goblins, elves, orcs, bandits, corrupt nobles, and a necromancer. Everything you're familiar with in fantasy manga is there, but it's all been utilized in new and exciting ways. It's almost a deconstructionist fantasy tale, in that it's relying on familiar tropes to tell a new story, but it keeps the original themes. All in all, it's a fantastic read, and I highly encourage you to check it out. Thanks for tuning in. I really love this manga, and I wish there were physical copies available in English for me to order. Hopefully this video will bring some attention to the series, and we can expect copies to be published in America. Once again, a huge shout out to my editor Cute Stuff. I couldn't make these videos without her. If you'd like to hire her to edit your own videos, there's a link to her Fiverr page below. Please like and subscribe for more content, and I'll see you all again next time.